Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the War Room. I did this video earlier last night, and I guess the audio didn't work, so I apologize. To be clear, this is not going to be one of those videos where I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about it and tell you why it's going to fail or succeed. That's not my point. This video is more just to show you what I have waiting in the wings from a couple of different game makers, and I want to hear your opinions on them. I want to hear what you're waiting for. What's the game that you've put money aside where you're like, man, I really want to get it to my table? So I have several. This is my secret stash. I don't tell my wife this because then I will probably lose my wife. So let's start with the GMT games. Excuse me, I just woke up here. Charioteer. Charioteer, the race for the glory in ancient Rome. So, for those of you who aren't history savvy, besides gladiators in the Colosseum, there was also race games called the Circus Maximus, and this is where you get to play as the Circus Maximus. Excuse me. You go around on the Circus Maximus. You start here, you go around, you finish here, and you're going to have different cards, and these cards are going to be a mix. You mix the cards, and you will have certain combinations. Now, this is a low complexity game, so we're not talking, Twilight Imperium or something here. This is a very simple, very low complexity game. So you'll mix and match your cards, and you're gonna have certain actions. You're either gonna hurt the other guy, or you're going to knock them off their horse, stuff like that. This is an example of the board. It's actually quite beautiful. Skill card. It's one of the skill cards you got. Obviously, you can use it for any of these particular things. You can recover. You can take corners tighter, attack fast. Very nice. And here is a game hand sample. So you'll mix these cards, and all of these have certain, things. Obviously, this is the turn symbol, and so you're going to mix them for something, and then they're all going to be unique when you mix them. I don't know what the whip is for, but I'm sure it's not going to feel good when you're going around the turn, and a guy uses that on you. So Charioteer. Let me go down here. It's $60 if you get it from GMT. It goes higher, obviously, if you don't buy it from them. Rulebook is near final, very good. Strategic racing game. I'm not going to read all this. I know some guys like to read all this. I'm not going to. But yeah, low complexity, low solitaire suitability. So you're going to need people to play this game. Now, my family and I, we love race games. We have Jamaica and what have you. So if you have a family, this is going to be one of those that you can just go ahead and put on the board or on the table and just start playing. So let's see, 17 by 22 mounted map board. That's not terrible. That's like a GMT game, like a smaller GMT map. All right, you don't need a lot. Let's see, it has 147 card Charioteer decks, 6-player pieces, wood. I mean, even if it's wood, though, GMT always has really good mechanics, very good mechanics, and very good components. Excuse me. 60 fan tokens. I don't know what that is. Player tokens. Still waiting for a lot of stuff, but it is at the printer. So hopefully we get some more pictures of that soon. Damage cubes. Cool. All right, that was Charioteer. Next, this is a game I'm excited because if we take a look down here, game design, Mark Herman. That's all I need. Now, Jeff, I'm sorry. I'm sure you did a lot of work too, but just this guy just waking up and just says, hey, I like this game. It makes the game better by like 20%. I don't know why. I am a huge fan of Mark Herman games. Mark Herman games are phenomenal. If you like Empire of the Sun, if you like Pacific War, if you like any of those games, if you like Versailles, this game is kind of a shadow of Versailles. Mark Herman makes everything better. The man's a genius. He is, the things he comes up with, and it's like he sleeps and then he wakes up in a sweat every day. Hey, I have a new mechanic. I don't know how you do that, but he does it. Upper on the medium complexity, and it is very solitaire suitable. GMT Games has been very spot on with this, so I believe it. Let's go back to the top. So triumvir is Caesar, Pompey, Crassus subjugate the Roman Republic. $60, $92 regular price. All right, it is just making the cut, so you still have time to get in here. I got mine not too long ago. I've been kind of watching it to see if it would make the cut. It did. All right. And the idea behind this game is you are playing one of the three. And again, this is, Versailles, a remake of Versailles. Now, I'm not a fan of Versailles. I don't like the period. It doesn't interest me. But I do love the period of the Roman history. I love Republic of Rome, and this is very Republic of Rome-esque. This is a very alpha map design. Basically, here's your unrest in the different regions because you got Caesar in Gaul and what have you. You got issues that'll pop up. You'll have to deal with those issues. Here's a crisis, whatever that does. It kind of reminds me of a smaller game, kind of like Fort Sumter. I just hope it's not abstract like Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter was, it's not a terrible game. It's just the theme doesn't bode well. So I'm hoping if they're going Versailles, it's going to be very good in theme. Because like I said, I don't play Versailles because of the theme. And the theme, from what I understand, is very strong in Versailles. You're going to deal with money issues, legions, and you have until Caesar crosses the Rubicon, and then the game ends, and then I guess it's going to be whoever's got so many prestige or what have you. All right, let's see. Got a couple of interviews here. The Board Game Geek page is okay. There's nothing really to talk about. It's pretty much all just regurgitating this. Yeah, here, yep. And inevitably leads to civil war. So you got to take care of stuff before the civil war happens. Like I said, it's Mark Herman. And I know Versailles was a good game, so this will be a good game. No problems here. So Triumvir. I don't know how it has reviews. Yeah, here's Versailles. All right. Next, Napoleon. So this one made the cut. I do not own any Napoleon war games, and I'm a war gamer. This one's $50. It made the cut, but this isn't about the wars. It's part of it, but it's an abstract part of it. In Napoleon, you are going to start off as a young Napoleon, and your life is going to be determined by cards. Okay, let's see. Again, I'm not going to read all this because that's just crazy. But here's some of the cards. Basically, what's happening here is you're going to pick these cards, and you have to make decisions. And in those decisions, they're going to affect your gameplay. It's basically you're living. It's like you're playing an autobiography of his life, but you're making decisions along the way to change that autobiography. So very cool. Like it's a single player game. So it's a narrative game. Basically, is what I'm saying. So you'll play the cards for whatever it is, and you'll change his history, and see if you could do better as a Napoleon himself. Let's see here. I don't think they had a board. No, they don't. Let's see. Let's see if it's got any of the board. Oh, yeah, I think it does. I think it's on this one, main page. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that at all. But basically, yeah, you got your different campaigns. You got your internal conflicts here. It's prototype, so obviously this can all change. It's just for one player. Let's see, one turn equals a year. Low complexity, I like that. I like low complexity games. I'm all about complex games. I'm a fan for them, but I like low complexity once in a while too, just to kind of like reset the palette. All right, so that's Napoleon. So again, this is a narrative-driven, card-driven game where you're basically playing as his, in his life, and you're making decisions for him as he goes. I'm up for that kind of stuff. I really don't care about his battles. People are like, oh my God, the Waterloo. I mean, I get it. It's a battle, but I don't know. Maybe because I'm an American, I don't care about the French battles. Not to be, inconsiderate, but like, I understand why people don't care about the Civil War in the U.S. All right, Seas of Thunder. All right, I'm a huge fan of the War in the Pacific. It's $45. It is an art and final development, but this game here allows you to play all of them. You're getting all the Italian ships, French, Royal Navy, Kriegs, everything. There's like over 1,200. Yeah, 1,200 combat ship counters, 132 convoy and utility counters, port cards. Look at this mountain map. Double-sided with pre-Pearl Harbor scoring on one side. Wow. Okay. Basically, this game is not just about the Pacific War. It's about all of it. You could basically recreate all the games. It's going to be one of those scenario-based games, right? So they'll have scenarios, you play the scenarios, and of course it's area control too. It's got all of that, but you're fighting those big wars. Let's see. Yeah, recreate the Atlantic or Pacific theaters of the war, but you can challenge yourself. How do you protect the globe from German raiders? Obviously, you can set up to however you want, and I like that. I like that, and it's not expensive either. Lower on the medium complexity. Great. This is the one I'm really excited for. It's $52. Mr. President. Like Napoleon, this is a narrative game. However, this has been in the making for I want to say 6 or 7 years. It's finally in art and final development, which is awesome. Look at all that. Orders to date, 3,047. Weight is 7. When it says weight, we're talking heavy. How heavy the box is going to be. If you look down here, all the way down here, it's not very complex, and it is a one-player game. Excuse me. But basically, if we go back up here, this game is putting you in the seat of the United States president. It's not an election game. You're already elected, but you're going to deal with issues that have occurred in the United States from 2001 to 2020. Okay? Let's see. Is there something with the board? I don't see anything with the... I'm sure there's something in here. I'll click on something here. No. Okay. Let's go back. We'll just look at some of the images here. So basically, you're going to be pulling these cards. The board is quite large. It's going to take a lot of space on your table. Because it's basically it's like a computer game, but it's not in board game form. You're going to pull a card, and each card has certain issues, and you're going to move stuff around based on what cards you pull. And then you're going to take resources, and you're going to try and deal with the problems, but you don't want to take too many resources from one area and put it into this one. It's a rob Peter to pay Paul kind of game, right? If you ever played U-Boot, it's the same thing. You're taking resources, but you don't have enough for everything. You have to prioritize what you're going to do. You cannot take care of all the problems. There's too many issues in the world for you to handle all of them. So this game allows you to be in those shoes. Like, where are you going to send your resources? Where are you going to send the aircraft carriers? What are you going to do? In the meantime, you have to worry about bipartisan cooperation because this is all affecting your dice roll modifiers. There are elections that come up after your election, so you have to see if the people still want you in office. From what I hear, it's a very difficult game, and it's very hard to stay in office, so we'll see. But again, you're not in for 4 years. The game you could play from 2001 all the way up to 2020 and beyond if the people want you in office. So there's no term limits. You get different chiefs of staff, secretary of states. They all have different little modifiers that you add. So you'll pick the vice president out of a cup, chief of state, secretary, all of that. So it could be good, it could be bad. Let's see. Here, your strategic capabilities track, that's cool. So you can, invest time and money into the Air Force or into the Navy, things like that, and make them stronger. Nuclear missile tracks, obviously, the more nuclear missiles, the more people hate you. Stuff like that. World opinions, media relations, again, all affects your tracks and your dice roll modifiers. It's a heavy game. This is going to be a heavy game. It says it's a medium complexity. I don't know, maybe this might be the one that gets it wrong, but it's been in development for a long time, so I can only assume that they've tested it pretty good. This is a look at one of the areas in the world. You have several of these. You have the Middle East, you have Russia, China, and each one of these is how you affect their relationship with you, and what kind of crisis they're about to pop off in, and then you got to deal with it. Here's your U.S. forces, obviously. You're gonna put, if you have to put special forces into certain regions or what have you. Very cool stuff. And this is all one board. It's just, they're showing pieces of it. There is, if you go to the GMT website, if you click on the part 1, part 2, it's a live stream playthrough on YouTube. And it's very interesting. It's very, very cool. So I encourage you to go and check that out. Let's see, what else do we have here? This is the turn sequence. So you start here, you go down, and you come back up. Right? And this is a 1 full year. From what I understand, this is 1 full year of gameplay. And so you have to go through all of this, and then you end your turn. And so much can happen in those turns. And they're all different. You know, I don't know if I can zoom in here. But cool stuff. You can't really miss anything because, like I said, you're going down a sequence. And this is just a holder for all the different chits when you need them. So, cool beans, man. Cool beans. This is a game I've been waiting for a while. But it's been so long. It's been, people are really, really waiting for it. All right. I spent a little too much time on Mr. President. Stellaris. Who here has Stellaris? And who here is mad at Academy Games for their lack of communication? I'm a little mad at Academy Games. I own some of their games. I have Mare Nostrum. I'm looking at it right now on my shelf. It's a good company, but man, they've been dropping the ball with talking to their backers. Now, I get it. Some people are like, well, they don't have to, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm a man where I was raised like, if I'm going to give you money ahead of time, talk to me. If this was a city, you'd have some guy breaking your legs or something. You got the enforcers out there. Not that I wish any harm on anybody, but come on, guys. Get with the program. You don't do business that way. But if it comes through to fruition, it's going to be a phenomenal game. I think it will look really good. I hope. Gen Con just came out, and it seemed like the guys were having some fun watching and playing the game, so we'll see. What impressed me was the ability to shut everything down after a gameplay session so you can come back to it. This is a campaign game, so it boasts like only a 2-hour game, but the 2 hours is like, oh, you play for 2 hours, and you shut it all down, and you come back to it. Like, this is not something that goes away. This is something that you have to deal with, and you come back to it. You might be dealing with this for like 30 hours, from what I understand. You customize all your stuff, just like the video game, because I'm a huge Stellaris video game nerd. Sorry if I'm sounding slurred. I just woke up. So, I did get the deluxe edition, Frontier expansion, and you get the Empires expansion. Cool. What is this? I did not get this all-in edition. I don't care about the mat. It doesn't bother me. Let's see, you get all this stuff. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't bother me. It's fine. You're going to spend all that money for some miniatures. Go for it. And that's it. Stellaris. It looks good. Like I said, it looks nice. I just wish that the company would be a little bit more transparent. All right. Fractal. Beyond the Void. How many of you have backed this game? Now, I backed this game when Voidfall was coming out. I was literally on the fence for both. I could only afford to pick one at the time. I went with Fractal because Voidfall looked so to me. Now, this game has symbols too. It's a Euro game, right? It's coming from Belgium, but like Voidfall literally like throws up symbols all over the place. So you know that most of your gameplay is going to be looking up symbols. And unless you have like a dedicated, and I mean dedicated, really dedicated group, it plays like nonstop. And then I could see you being like, oh yeah, the half smiley face with the lizard sticking out of it. Oh, that means this or that. Fractal has them, but not as much. Now, Fractal is designed to be a campaign game. I bought the deluxe as well. I'm getting all the coins. I'm getting that. But I think I'm going to sell this. I don't think I'm going to open it. I'm kind of backtracking on this. So, it looks nice. Just not my cup of tea. I just thought I would want this. So I'm really on the fence. This is not far away from being ready. We might see this at the end of the year of 2022. It looks nice. I mean, it does. It looks really nice. It's got some cool pieces. Where are all the... I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the pieces in there. I'm trying to remember where... The hell... I think it's on GameFound now, but it was all Kickstarter. I think if we go to Kickstarter, you'll see all the pieces and all the stuff that's included with it. I don't know how they do that. They go from one to the other like that, but whatever. Voidfall. So Voidfall, it's a campaign game. So I was saying, you don't play this like a normal game. You play your battles, you play whatever whatever you're doing, and then you record all the information onto a piece of paper that is going to forward the campaign progress. So depending if you win, you lose, or what have you, it's going to record all that, and it's going to affect the game story down the road. So kind of a cool little thing here. And my number one game I'm waiting for. Yes, I am a Rome Total War slut. I'm not going to lie to you. I love Rome Total War. I have number 2 on my computer. I play a lot. So naturally, I am going to put my money into Rome Total War. I got the Deluxe Emperor Edition because I want to. I don't know if this game's going to be good or bad. I've seen a lot of bad press on this thing. I don't know why. Simon at PSC Games has been boasting a quick gameplay, which I am a fan for. I don't mind the flavor of Rome Total War. If you're looking to play a game that's just like Rome Total War, get on the damn computer and play it. You're not going to get that with a board game without making it like a 55-page rule book. And that's exactly what PSC Games is trying to avoid. Get in the game, play your friends, have fun, have a few laughs, and see what happens. So this game is going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long, if you play it straight through, depending on the scenarios, of course. But I got the Deluxe Emperor version, and I'll show you why I got that. The pieces look good. Here's your pieces. Like this piece represents an army. The cards are the actual army. So each one of these guys on the board will have a stack of cards. All right, and you can see down here, this is kind of a view from a computer screen. But you have Army 1, Army 2, Army 3, Army 4, Army 5, and each one has a stack of cards. So if you get into a fight with Army 3, you take that stack, and you'll play the cards accordingly. You have ships, you have your agents. The agents act as everything. So, spies, diplomats, champions, barbarians look really nice. I like that little shield with the axe. Love it. Carthage, of course. Come on, war elephants, baby. Greece. Nice. So here's why I got the Emperor package. Let's go down to it. Deluxe Emperor. This is a bad version of it. Let me see. Let me see if I can't find it for you guys really quickly here. Where the hell was all the rewards? It doesn't show up. I'll tell you why right here. So basically, the Deluxe Emperor is coming with a whole bunch, basically everything. All the stretch goals, everything involved. You get the game. You're getting the faction booster expansion, so you can add another player to the game. I think it's 4. Now you have 5. Emperor expansion. This one here is why I got it. All right, now I love Alexander the Great. I love all stuff Alexander. So of course this comes with it. That's awesome. It adds an Eastern map, so you can have more guys on the other side. Because if you remember the game, you go all the way on to Macedon and all that stuff. So that's there as well. Let's take a quick look. Yeah. But the reason I got this game, why the hell doesn't it show? Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, faction booster. 8 new factions with boards, and it allows you to play another player. Alexander, you get a new. It's still a work in progress. They haven't showed this yet, but you have the Eastern map. All the things you got, Persia and what have you. That's gonna be phenomenal right there. And they can all play with one. It's not just one board, but you can play it with the whole. Battle play expansion, so you'll have an option. If the players agree, they can go to the battlefield. The environment changes depending on what the environment is, and instead of just flipping cards out, you can put them all on the battlefield, and you can possibly win by just the way you play your cards. So it gives you just a little bit more of an edge if you're good at it. But Emperor expansion. In the original Rome Total War, there was the Scipii, Brutii, Julii family, and you had that option of them fighting each other, and you're trying to do missions for the Senate, and you gain prestige amongst the Senate. So basically, you're fighting for control of Rome. And so they added this in here. And here's the approval track. This is why I got the game, because that's cool. I like that shit. And this is a one-player game, too, so I'm all for stuff like that. Metal coins, of course, unique. I like that. They look really nice. And then they have these little plastic miniatures. You add a market and a barracks, and they can go inside the walled city. So really, really cool stuff. Really nice. I'm a huge fan of Rome Total War, so this could be a big blob of shit, and I'd probably still back it. So that's it. I showed you all the games I'm waiting for. Again, my wife's going to leave me. You guys tell me, if she does leave me, which game should I be excited for the most? Should I be excited for Rome? Should I be excited for any of the GMT games? What do you have waiting in the wings? What are you most excited about? What would you like to see before Christmas? You tell me in the description, or I'm sorry, in the comments, and get back to me, guys. All right? I will talk to you later, and have a good day.